Hi everyone, today in front of me I have this LENOVO LEGION smartphone and I would like to share some cool display settings that you can change on this device. So let's go ahead and start. We'll go and open up the settings app. Here look for the display and brightness category. And here we are. Let me decrease the brightness a little bit. So there is pretty default standard opportunity to switch between light and dark mode. There is also an automatic switch which allows you to either set the automatic changing of your color scheme of your device either from sunset to sunrise, or for example set some custom schedule for each of the modes. There is also an opportunity to regulate the brightness level not only from the control panel but also from the display and brightness settings directly. And you can enable or disable an adaptive brightness as well, which will change the brightness of your screen according to the ambient lighting you have. And moving on to the next setting, it's lightning effect, which basically is the effect for this pulsating Y sign. So right now it is set as enabled, so let's go ahead and configure it. As you can see, there are different scenarios that you can customize separately. So for the default state of this pulsating sign, you can either enable or disable it, and turn on or turn off the switch which is responsible for the Y logo light up when the screen is on. Moving on to the next one, for gaming, when you are playing games on this device, you can also enable the light effect, and here we have a lot more settings to play with. So you can change the color of it. So as you can see right now it's blue and it's is waving in blue. I'll change it to, let's say, I don't know, let's say I'll change it to the teal color, and as you can see the Y logo became teal, or I accidentally plugged the phone, my bad. So right now, as you can see, it's in the default scenario, but I'll just open up the gaming tab again, and as you can see, it previews its state for gaming. And here we can also change the motion effect itself, so it can breathe, or should I say, it can the animation is breathing, or it can flash just like that, wave, so smoothly go up and go down, or we can just set it as a static, always on animation, just like that. And there are also scenarios for the incoming calls, which you can set up just like we did in the gaming section, for notifications, which you can only enable or disable, and for charging as well. So moving on to the next setting, which is the display refresh rate. Here we have a lot of values to choose from, starting off with 60 Hz and ending at 144 Hz, which is very cool because usually, even if the phone is very luxury, it will not allow you to go over 120, but this LENOVO LEGION smartphone gives you an opportunity to set up the display refresh rate as high as 144 Hz. So choose the value that fits you best. I'll just go with the highest one. You also gotta know the fact that the higher display refresh rate you set, the faster your battery will be drained. So if you are aiming for the long battery life, you gotta lower down the display refresh rate. But if you're fine with the fact that the battery health, the battery durability will be slightly decreased, I mean on the one charging of course, you just set up the high values of this setting. And also there is the smart high refresh rate for games, which basically automatically turns on the high values of this setting once you are playing games on this device. And also on the top of the setting you can see that there is the preview of what does the low refresh rate look like, and respectively the high refresh rate. So moving on to the next setting, it's the color scheme, so you can switch between vibrant, natural and standard. So as you can see, the tone will change a little bit depending on what mode you choose. I think I like the vibrant the best, so I'll keep this one. There is also a very cool feature this one has, which is called always on display. So once enabled, it gets your display like that, so it will always, even while 100% locked, it will always display some set of information that you choose. So in my case, it's going to be the Legion logo, time, date, and notifications, I guess. So we'll go ahead and show how you guys can customize the always on screen. Just go to the AOD styles, which stands for always on display styles, and here you have a bunch of styles you can choose from. Let's say I want this Mario themed thing, which looks pretty cool to me, and I'll go with it. And here, as you can see, we got the Mario style always on display. And I guess once that's the always on display turns off, you'll be able to turn it on again by lifting up the phone. So let me demonstrate it to you. Let it go down. And as you could see, I've lifted up the phone a little, and the always on display has been enabled automatically. So in order to see some crucial information, there is no need to unlock the phone or press the power on button. You can just lift up your phone and see what time is it or what date is it, for example. There is also the night light, which basically just the eye comfort mode, which filters out some blue light and makes the colors on your display and like the visuals warmer. And you can also regulate the level of this warmness up to your liking. So once you feel like the eye fatigue is overwhelming, you can just go ahead and enter this night light mode and turn it on. There is also a bunch of values for the screen timeout, or how much time the phone needs in order to put the screen to sleep. The values, they vary from 15 seconds to an hour, which is very cool. The next setting is the auto rotate screen setting, which basically allows you to, once enabled, to rotate the display alongside with the physical phone itself. So if you rotate the phone like that, if you'll put it in horizontal mode, the display will be put in a horizontal mode as well. And once enabled, as I have it, the phone will always be in the portrait mode, however you rotate it, as you can see. The next option is speed touch, which basically just increases, once enabled, it increases the touchscreen reaction to your touches. You can also play with fonts, so for example, increase its size or decrease its size. I'll just leave it at the default value. And there are some more display settings that we can play with. For example, the double tap to power on screen. So once enabled, once your screen is locked, you can just double tap like this and you will get to the black screen. And there is also this cool feature that is called prevent pocket dials, which automatically blocks the phone once you put it to your pocket. And the brightness enhancement that increases the brightness, the maximal allowed brightness once the ambient lighting around you is very, very high, but it also drains the battery significantly faster and can overheat the battery. So you just go ahead and choose whether you would want to have this function or not. So that was it for the display settings this phone has. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comment, like, and please subscribe to our channel. Bye bye.